So I'm going to go ahead and do 22 through I think 25. All right. For the 2020 presidential election, it's estimated that 3% of the votes will go for a third party. Managers for the Republican Party believe this percentage is an underestimate. And they polled people and found 282 out of the 10,000 people polled were planning to vote for a third party candidate. What's the null and alternative hypothesis associated with this hypothesis test? Okay. So first thing we're going to have is the null. And I'm going to write the words. Okay, null. All right, which is the HO. All right, so I know because I have a percentage up here and it's 3%, I'm going to highlight it. It's going to be P, okay? And it wants to give me a direction, and it does because it says it's an underestimate. An underestimate means they believe it's greater than 3%. All right, but when I do my null, remember the equal sign is always in the null. And the way I think about it is here's the word null. And if I put it on its side, these two L's make an equal sign. And that's the easiest way to remember it. So then it's going to be this 0.03. All right. So let's do the alternative. Okay. So it's going to be H1. Sorry for the little one. It doesn't look good, but I'm going to do P. And then again, I'm going to do greater than 0.03. So that's my answer. And if I go down here, I see it. I have it here. It's right here. But the problem that I'm finding is there's so many answers to choose from. I write it out first and then I try to go match it up. I don't care about the 282 because that was 282 out of 10,000 people. They were more concerned with the 3% of the votes up here. Okay, and that's why I picked it. All right, so let's go to the next one, 23. All right, so zoo veterinarians at Flowery Park Zoo believe that the average weight for a male tiger held in captivity is an overestimate when being listed at 415 pounds. So they think that's too heavy. They're never going to weigh 415 pounds. So to test the claim, the vet finds a sample of 300 male tigers in captivity with an average weight of 387 pounds and a standard deviation of 22. What is the null and alternative hypotheses with this test? Okay, so again, remember null, I've got to put my equal sign. Well, they give me the average weight. Okay, so it says here average weight. So I can use the mean symbol. I don't have to use the proportion. And it's saying it's 415 pounds. And then again, they said it was an overestimate, which means it was too big, right? So I'm going to go down here and copy the little mu symbol. Okay. So it's a mu, which means mean, equals 415, okay? Again, null, if I write null out, turn it on its side, it's always going to be the equal sign. The alternative, again, I'm going to use a little mu, is they believe it's overestimated, so it's going to be less than 415 pounds, okay? That's why, because they said it was an overestimate, and they believe it's less than. So the mean is less than 415. And if I go down here and check myself, it is. Remember, null has the equal symbol. It never will be in the alternative. All right, let's do another one. A professional employee in a large corporation receives an average of 38 emails per day. Most of these emails are from other employees in the company. Based on the large number of emails, employees find themselves distracted and unable to concentrate when they return to their task. In an effort to reduce distractions caused by these interruptions, one company established a priority list that all employees were to use before sending an email. 1 month after the new priority list was put in place, a random sample of 39 employees showed that they received an average of 31 emails per day. The computer server thought which emails are routed show that the population standard deviation is 14.5. Has the new policy had any effect? All right. I don't care about what happened after the initiative. To do the hypotheses, I need to know what the original claim was. And this was the original claim. The employees were getting 38.8 emails a day. Okay. They didn't say if they believed it was greater than or equal to or less than. So I'm just going to do, they just want to see if there's a difference. So the null, okay, again, this is a mean, equals 38.8. Okay, so that makes my alternative, is null. And then I'm going to get the not equal sign here. Okay, not equals, not equal 38.8. They didn't say if they received greater than 38.8 emails or less than. That's not what we're testing. They just said they want to know if there's a difference. That's it. So that's all they did. They didn't give any direction. So that's why this is the answer. Again, the null has the equal sign in it. The alternative has the not equal sign in it. Okay, again, don't put your own slant onto these problems thinking that, oh, they want to know if it's going to be less than. Don't do that. It didn't even say that. They want to test it first to see if there's a difference. Okay, so that's when we go down here, that's how we know. All right, so number 25. If the p-value is more than the level of significance, we reject the null. All right, here is how I know. Okay, this is the way I remember it. If p is, let me insert it. It's going to look really stupid, but I promise if you get it, it'll make sense. P is less than alpha. Let me find alpha, comma, you reject. We're going to do Rn. Okay, this is really stupid and I'm going to tell you why, but it'll help you make sense. Okay, if the p-value is less than or equal alpha, then you reject the null. We do this. People eat fish, river, Nile. Okay, I know that sounds stupid, but that's how I remember it. So people eat fish, river, Nile. All right, so if your p-value is less than or equal to the significance level, okay, I'm gonna put this, let me do this here. Let me do this. So that's all I'm saying. If it's less than a significance level, you reject the null, the HO, okay? If p-value is greater than the significance level, comma, you fail to reject the null, which means you're gonna keep it basically. Okay, that's how I remember it. Remember, put this on your paper. You don't have to memorize it. This right here in yellow is just a way that I remember it when I'm teaching. It just helps me when I have to write the symbols on the board. Okay.